We've had fog for 3 days now. It's lifting a little bit this morning, but it's still grey and dreary. It's very November here. The garden is dying back now, but there's still quite a lot of greenery. One thing I was going to do today was to start to cut back some of the seed heads. Can you see there are large clumps of brown that look rather ugly? But I want to just put in a plea for actually leaving the seed heads, because a couple of days ago I saw a whole flock of goldfinches down on these seed heads, picking away at them. They were over here as well, pecking the last of the rudbeckias, which really do look very tatty. It doesn't make the garden look glamorous, but honestly the amount of food that it was providing for those little birds, really quite important. So if you can, leave your garden looking a little bit untidy and not quite as beautiful as it otherwise would do. You will be looking after the birds. One job I do need to get on with, which is something I've been putting off for a little while, is actually to turn the compost heap. You can see we've got all our lovely leaf mould here, and I've got a whole battery of what we call Daleks, which is where I keep all my compost and leaf mould. But this morning I have to get to grips with the one that's been filling over the last few months. So I'm going to open it up, turn it out, and swap it into the next Dalek along. You can see it's absolutely full up. On top there I've got some nice shredded paper. If we go over to the empty one, you can see that this is what I have to fill up. There's the remains of the last lot that I've already moved in the last few weeks. Let's get to work. The hardest bit is actually getting the plastic cover off this compost heap. I have to wiggle it a bit. It's wider at the bottom than it is at the top, so once you've loosened it a little, as you can see, I'm going to be able to pull that off now. It's really quite a tough job to wiggle it enough just to get it loose. And hooray! It's off, and ladies and gentlemen, I give you black gold. As you can see, that's the top layer, which is not decomposed at all, but it's just about to be mixed in with this glorious stuff which has been breaking down over the last few months. There we are, that's what we're after, all those lovely worms. It's absolutely full of brandling worms. I think they're keeping their heads down because it is quite cold this morning, but I will take layers from both the bottom and all the way up to the top and transfer them into the second Dalek. And this is the magic tool that I use to do the whole job. This is a hay fork, which I think I got for about £15 at Haynes of East Challow up near Wantage. Absolutely wonderful tool, very very thin tines, so nothing sticks to it and everything falls off it very easily. This will make short work of doing this job. And I can also already hear and see somewhere, can't quite see where it is, there's a little robin's already arrived. I'll try and catch him later. He knows that there are going to be worms coming out very soon. Oh, I'm getting told off by something else over there. That's a crow cawing away there, I think. Again, heard but not seen. Let's get on with this compost. There it goes. Ah, it was a magpie. This is how I do the whole thing. I get a forkful, I give it a good wiggle. Compost falls down, compost is mixed, and we go and get another one. see you in about half an hour. Point number 1, remember to put the door on the front of the Dalek, because if you leave it open like that, what you put in will all fall out again. So let's get that front on now. We have some swans doing a circuit or two of the garden. I think they might come round again. Those will be swans from Milford Lake. Look at all those lovely worms. Red brandling worms. That's what you want to look out for in your compost heap. We're nearly there. Just a few more forks full. As you can see, almost up to the top. Right, I'm virtually full up now, and I've still got some compost left on the ground. That's the last little bit to go in, but what I'm doing now is just flattening out the area so I can put the other Dalek back again. Always leave a little bit of compost and a few worms to start it all off again. And even in the depths of winter, in a black Dalek, if there's any sun on it, that will soon get going again. And just to show you why I bother with all this effort, this is where I finally end up, this beautiful crumbly compost that will go down on the flower beds. This is what I've just turned will turn into, and I already have a lovely big Dalek full, which will be going down very soon. Worth all the effort. So there we are, all finished, nice and tidy, one empty Dalek and one absolutely full up. About half an hour's work altogether, but quite hard work. So I think now I deserve a nice cup of tea.